The discovery of the millennium. I present to you adamantium.
I understood that reference.
Yeah, let's face it, the MCU has a history of dropping cliffhangers, setting up post-credit scenes, and leaving storylines unresolved only to forget about them completely. But Captain America, Brave New World, it actually tries to close some of those loose ends. Does it succeed? Somewhat. Will the MCU be airtight in another decade? Probably not. And don't worry, this is a spoiler-free review. I've let a few things slip in past reviews, but this time, I'm keeping it vague. I'll be honest, the trailers left me clueless about the actual plot. I went in expecting one thing and walked out wondering if I even watched the same movie that was being marketed. That being said, they already spoiled Red Hulk in posters, banners, and promotional material. So, yeah, not much of a surprise there. But let's get into it. Sam Wilson is now Captain America. We saw this coming since Endgame. Steve Rogers lived his life, handed off the shield, and Sam officially took over in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, Sam has been Cap for a while. When something happens that makes him go, I gotta look into that. Classic, don't investigate this moment. Classic, let's investigate anyway. Action sequences happen, mysteries unravel, and Giancarlo Esposito is in the film. For reasons. One thing I appreciate, the movie acknowledges what a lot of people have been thinking. Sam isn't Steve Rogers. He didn't take the super soldier serum. Maybe he should have. It's almost like the movie breaks the fourth wall without breaking the fourth wall, because even within the MCU, Captain America is a brand. And when someone new takes on that mantle, people are going to have thoughts. Sam himself struggles with that legacy, which is a solid character arc. But is this really his movie? This is where things get interesting, because for a movie that's supposed to be Sam Wilson's big moment, it really feels like Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford, is the true lead. Yeah, Ross is now President of the United States, and Ford actually gives a great performance. Cut to footage of Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross. Let's be real, Ford is 82 years old. The man should be on a beach somewhere, flying his planes and enjoying retirement. But surprisingly, he clocked in for this one. He plays a morally complex, layered character, the kind that makes you question his every move. For those hoping for a return to the Winter Soldier tone, politics, espionage, secrets, conspiracies, this movie almost gets there. Almost. One of the biggest issues? The pacing. A good slow burn needs payoff. It needs to build tension. But this movie, at times it just feels slow. There are moments where it drags, some sequences feel scatterbrained, and at a point I realize, oh, this movie is borrowing from a lot of MCU films. It's like they stitched together different ideas, threw the switch and said, it's alive, and if that wasn't enough, they even tried to throw in an Ocean's 11 style joke. Except, it did not land. The new Falcon and the comic relief problem. So, Falcon got promoted to Captain America, meaning we need a new Falcon. And well, new Falcon is kind of annoying. They even joke about it in the movie. At one point, a character literally says, yeah, we just can't get him to shut up. Cut to a montage of the new Falcon's dialogue being over-the-top chatty. Yeah, we could tell, addressing loose ends. But creating new ones? One thing I did appreciate, the movie actually addresses some major loose ends from past MCU films. For example, remember that massive celestial hatching out of the Earth in Eternals? Yeah, they finally reference it. Cut to an image of the Celestial in Eternals. There have been moments where I genuinely thought, are they ever going to wrap that up? But for every loose end they tie up, they seem to forget something else. There's a moment where a major event happens and the characters act like this has never happened before in the MCU. But it has, and they should know that, because they literally lived through it. That's just lazy writing the action, hit or miss. It's an MCU movie, so of course there's a lot of CGI action. Some of it works, some of it really doesn't. The best action sequence? The Red Hulk scene, which lasts about 7 minutes. Yup, that's it. But here's the thing. At first, it was practical hand-to-hand combat, and I was like, okay, this is promising. Then, they switched to CGI, and yeah, you can feel the shift. The green screen, rough. Flight sequences, awkward. Depth of field, weirdly flat. It's like they rushed some of these effects. Even basic dialogue scenes in outdoor settings look fake. Like, why? Movie magic should feel seamless. Here, you notice the cracks. Final thoughts. More concept than execution. Was the movie better than I expected? Yeah, but most of the strongest moments come from the concepts they're going for, not necessarily how they execute them. There were some solid character moments, especially between two specific characters. Not naming names to keep it spoiler-free, but Giancarlo Esposito, wasted. He barely does anything, and it feels like he was added in late just so they could put him on the poster. Side characters? Some fit, some don't. Locations? Random. Storylines? Feels like reshoots and rewrites were a factor. At the end of the day, this feels like a movie where you'll see some cool stuff, but you've seen it done better before. If you're sober, you might notice all the flaws. If you're drunk, you might have a better time, and that's saying something. Are you watching it? So, Captain America, Brave New World, are you excited for it? Or are you still waiting for the MCU to address another unresolved storyline? Comment below and let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed this review,